Now this complete player lock tutorial will be broken up into 5 complete segments. It's how to perform player lock, it's making runs with player lock, it's bringing players towards you to offer passing options with player lock, it's the byline drag back technique, and it's the player lock fake. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you doing? I'm hitting you with tutorials day in, day out throughout the year of the EFC, so be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Can we do it? Let's get into it. First of all, to perform player lock, you need to press down on both L3 and R3 at the same time, and this will activate player lock, and you'll see a little arrow pop up above the player that you have control of with ball. From there, you can use the right analog stick to flick to an attacker that you want to control subsequently afterwards. What will happen is you will have full control manually of the attacker that you selected off the ball. You can then run him anywhere you like, have a pass put through to him, a through ball, or a lob, and the AI will control the ball carrier that you initially had control of. He is the one that will make the pass into the attacker that you now are controlling manually. That is how you play lock. And when it comes to making players make runs, this is the next segment. And it's super effective, because if you're feeling as though your attackers are too stagnant, or you need to drag your attacker away from the defender slightly to make the run a little bit better and more parallel to the defensive line, then you can use player lock to select that attacker, start running him parallel to that defensive line so he doesn't go offside, and then make a curved run in to where you can then thread a through ball through. This is super effective, specifically when, let's say, you have the ball on the wing and you want to have your striker make a run along the defensive line to put him in behind. You can select the striker, run him parallel to the defensive line, and then thread it through. Now, it is important that you time this, but once you get the controls down pat, timing does get easier as you use this technique. We then have bringing attackers towards you. Now, why this is important is because there are times when you don't have any passing options. This technique can be very effective. You want to play a lock an attacker who is along the defensive line. And if you're wanting to come towards you, you can just run straight towards the player on the ball and press pass into him. This is also very effective because it will drag a defender out of his position, because the majority of the time, your opponent will follow the attacker showing for the ball, which will then create gaps and will create a lot of space in behind along the defensive line, which you will notice other attackers will start to run into, which will then allow you to thread them through. So it's very effective for not only creating space, but also offering more passing options for you in attack. We then have the byline drag back. You're probably thinking, what the hell is this? Well, player lock is super effective around the byline area. There are 2 certain techniques that you can use in this area, and that is the drag back technique, but also the byline running technique. Now, let's break both these techniques down. The drag back technique is when you're running towards the byline, the defender is marking the inside attacker for the cutback, and you need to take the attacker inside away from the defender marking that attacker to then have a clearer shot on goal. You can play a lock inside to the attacker, then run him back into space in the 18-yard box, and then pass into him. From there, you can either shoot first time from a tap-in, or take a touch, lay it off into a better attacker in a better position to then get the shot off. It's super effective around the box area. And then we have the second technique of the byline run towards technique, where if you're running towards the byline and you're out wider towards the corner flag area, and you need an attacker to receive the ball inside away from a defender, you can player lock him inside and then run straight towards the byline. When he gets towards that byline, press pass along it, and the attacker on the ball will pass along the line which will then allow you to lock the ball on to that attacker running towards the line. It's very effective because it is actually the byline technique, which I've taught already on the channel with a short, and it's very, very overpowered this year because it's hard for the opponent team to set. Last but not least, we have the play a lot fake. Now, with this, it's quite advanced, but if you use play a lock a couple of times in the game, and your opponent starts to read what you're doing, you can start using the play a lot fake, which can be performed by pressing down on both L3 and R3, selecting the attacker, faking a run, and then pressing back down on L3 and R3, which will then allow you to regain control of the initial attacker you had the ball with. This is great because you can almost drag defenders out of position by implying that you're going to thread it through to the attacker making the run, but you don't. And it causes your opponent to follow the attacker you're making the run with, thinking you're going to thread him through, which then creates gaps and spaces for you to exploit with the initial attacker on the ball. It's very, very effective, quite advanced, but you will see pro players do this game in, game out. So there you have it. That's the top 3 mistakes that I notice when people are attacking. Now, if you want to get personal one-on-one coaching with me, you can. The link is down below. In my opinion, it's better than spending money on FIFA points, because at the end of the day, a better team is not going to make you a better player. It's how you use that team. It's your skill and ability as well as mentality that will improve your game and get you better results, which will get you better rewards to get a better team. So check that out. The link is down below, but I'm out. Sayonara, au revoir, adios, salam, ciao, goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you do want any pre-gaming fuel or supplement, then head over to atpscience.com, which is the first link in the description, and use the code DylanEtsATP at checkout to get yourself a discount. Not only is it the cheapest way to get supplements, but it helps me out a ton, guys, so thank you.